Have you ever stopped to think about why some people work their entire lives and never manage to get out of financial hardship, while others achieve independence even without a fixed salary? The idea that a good job and a stable income are the keys to wealth seems logical, but in practice, it keeps many people trapped in a cycle with no progress. The problem isn't in the salary itself, but in the way it's viewed. Working hard month after month, receiving a fixed paycheck may give the false sense of security. But does it really build wealth? If a salary were enough to get rich, why do so many people spend decades working and still worry about bills, debts, and an uncertain future? The money that comes in every month can pay bills, provide some comfort, and even allow for small achievements. But is it really working for you? Or in the end, are you just trading time for money without creating something that can grow beyond your daily effort? If you believe that just having a good salary is enough to transform your financial life, maybe it's time to rethink that idea. Every day, millions of people wake up early, face traffic, spend hours at work, and return home exhausted, only to repeat it all the next day, all in exchange for a salary. But is this model really the best way to prosper financially? When you work for a salary, you're selling your time. And here's the problem. Your time is limited. You only have 24 hours in a day, and only a portion of it can be used to make money. This means that no matter how much you work, there will always be a limit to what you can earn. Now imagine if there were a way to make money work for you, instead of relying solely on the hours you can dedicate to work. This is how financially successful people think. They understand that trading time for money keeps someone trapped in a cycle, preventing them from building something bigger. If you want to achieve true financial freedom, you need to go beyond the salary logic and find ways to generate income that don't depend solely on your daily effort. Receiving a fixed salary every month may bring a sense of stability and security. Many people believe that as long as they remain employed, they will have their bills paid and their financial life under control. This idea seems comfortable, but it can be a big mistake. The salary alone doesn't guarantee a peaceful future, let alone wealth. The first big problem with the salary illusion is that the money received is already committed. The moment the payment hits the bank account, it practically already has an owner. Fixed bills like rent or mortgage, utilities, internet, food, transportation, and taxes consume a considerable portion of the income. Then come variable expenses like entertainment, unexpected purchases, and small daily expenditures that, when added up, make a huge difference in the budget. Often, by the end of the month, what's left is little or nothing. Additionally, there's a common mistake many people make throughout their professional lives, increasing their standard of living every time their salary goes up. As soon as they get a raise or a new job with better pay, they feel they are finally progressing. As a result, they make decisions that seem harmless, but in practice, they end up keeping them in the same financial cycle. They buy a more expensive car, move to a bigger house, take more frequent vacations, or finance unnecessary items. The salary goes up, but expenses follow that growth, making the person remain dependent on the monthly paycheck. The big trap in all of this is that this security only lasts while the income is guaranteed. But what happens if suddenly the salary stops being deposited? Many people live without an emergency fund and without any other source of income, relying solely on their job to maintain their lifestyle. If they are laid off or face a financial setback, they may find themselves completely helpless. That's why it's essential to understand that a salary alone doesn't offer real security. To build a stable and prosperous financial life, you need to go beyond a fixed income. Learning to invest, creating other income sources, and spending wisely are essential steps to break free from this cycle and achieve true financial freedom. Now take a moment to think. Have you ever stopped to analyze how you're spending your salary? Most people use their entire salary to pay bills and buy things that in the end don't contribute to creating wealth. This is what we call liabilities. Liabilities are everything that costs money but doesn't generate a return. For example, a car you buy that loses value over time, or a house that requires constant mortgage payments, maintenance, and taxes. When you put your money only into liabilities, you're basically draining your ability to generate more wealth. But what about assets? Assets are everything that generates money for you, even when you're not working. This includes investments like rental properties, stocks that pay dividends, or even a business that can run without your constant presence. The secret to multiplying your salary and achieving financial freedom is learning to invest part of it in assets that will generate more money in the future. For example, imagine you decide to invest part of your salary in stocks or a real estate fund. At first, the return may be small, but over time, that investment starts generating dividends. These dividends can be reinvested, buying more stocks or properties, creating a snowball effect of money working for you. Instead of continuing to pay for the new car, the latest fashion, or the bills that keep coming, you start using your money to invest in something that truly grows and generates income. The concept here is simple but powerful. While you continue to work and receive your salary, start thinking about how to put that money into things that will make your money work for you. Don't fool yourself. Having a job and a good salary is just the beginning. The real game starts when you begin to accumulate assets that will generate wealth without you needing to put in more hours of work. It's important to stress that for this to happen, it's not enough to make any investment. The key is to be strategic and disciplined. Start with something small, like investing in a low-cost fund or even in solid financial education to know how to choose your assets. Over time, this amount will grow, and in a few years, you may look at your investment portfolio and realize that your money is generating more money exponentially. Here's the big difference. While most people rely solely on their salary to pay their bills, those who seek true wealth focus on investing in assets. That's what creates true financial security. Salary alone will not generate wealth in the long run. It's assets that do that. So the next time you think about spending your salary, ask yourself, is this expenditure helping me accumulate assets, or is it just feeding liabilities? If the answer is liabilities, maybe it's time to reconsider where you're investing your money. This mindset shift can be difficult at first, but it's crucial for those who truly want to prosper financially. No matter how hard it seems to cut certain expenses or not buy something you want right now, the momentary sacrifice of investing in assets will bring great rewards in the future. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the power of your money multiplying. Now let's talk about something fundamental to your financial journey: mindset. The way you think about money can be the difference between living a life of constant financial stress or experiencing freedom and prosperity. The truth is, many people get stuck in a cycle of salary dependence simply because they don't know there's another way to think about money. The right mindset begins with the belief that money is not something you have to have only to pay bills. Money, when well managed, can be a powerful tool to create opportunities and even change your life. If you believe that only the salary is enough to reach your goals, you're limiting your possibilities. Instead, start seeing money as something you can use to create new income streams. By adopting this mindset, you begin to open the door to various forms of prosperity. For example, you can start asking yourself, how can I use my salary to invest in something that generates more money? This simple question can transform your life. The right financial mindset is not about making more money, but about learning how to make money work for you. By having this vision, you begin to identify opportunities, such as starting a small business or investing in something that generates financial returns. Wealthy and successful people have something in common. They don't rely solely on a fixed job. They constantly seek ways to generate more money, whether through investments or ventures. They understand that money is a tool that, when well applied, can create a continuous source of passive income. They also know that the process to get there isn't fast, and that patience and financial education are the keys to success. Understanding this completely changes the way you handle your salary. If you have the mindset that just the salary isn't enough, you start actively looking for alternative ways to make money. This could mean starting to invest in stocks, opening an online store, learning about cryptocurrencies, or even specializing in something that allows you to offer extra services. No matter the path, the important thing is to start cultivating the mindset that money is a tool you can control, and not something that just comes and goes. The abundance mindset, the idea that there are always opportunities to make money, is powerful. It allows you to see possibilities where others only see obstacles. By starting to train your mind to identify these opportunities, you begin to realize how money can be a source of freedom and personal fulfillment. What changes your financial life is not the salary, but how you choose to think about it and how you use what you earn to create more wealth. This shift in mindset is one of the most challenging, but also one of the most rewarding parts of the journey to financial freedom. Don't expect everything to happen overnight, but if you start thinking differently about money in the long run, your financial life will surely be much more prosperous. So, what will you choose? Will you continue to cling to the idea that the salary is everything? Or will you adopt a prosperity mindset, actively seeking ways to grow your money? The decision is in your hands, and the right mindset is the first step toward your financial freedom. Now let's talk about a mistake that many people make, and it can be fatal to your financial health: relying solely on the salary. It may seem comfortable and safe to have a fixed job and count on a salary at the end of each month. But this security is actually a big trap. After all, what happens if your salary gets cut? What if the company you work for goes through financial difficulties and is forced to make cuts? You would be left without your only source of income, and what would happen then? Financial instability would hit immediately, and the impact could be devastating. Many people live with the illusion that because they have a good salary, there is no reason to worry. But the reality is that the job market is volatile, and we can never predict the future. The pandemic that affected so many businesses, the technological changes that automate jobs, and the economic recession are just a few examples of how the scenario can change rapidly. When you rely on a fixed and exclusive salary, you become vulnerable because the only resource you have is controlled by someone else or a company. Moreover, by relying only on your salary, you are limited to what this job can offer you. Even if you have a great job with a considerable salary, it's still limited by the number of hours you can work in a day. No matter how hard you work, your earning power is limited, and you don't have full control over your financial future. Not to mention that if you spend your whole life relying on a single salary, you may never have the time or energy to explore other ways to generate income, like starting your own business or investing. The key to avoiding this trap is understanding that you need to diversify your sources of income. If you rely solely on your salary, you're missing out on one of the greatest opportunities to achieve financial freedom. Imagine, for example, if you had an extra source of income that could replace your salary, or even give you more freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the goal of many people who become entrepreneurs or invest wisely. They seek not only to increase their income, but also to create a safety net that doesn't rely on a single flow of money. In addition, depending on the salary creates a false sense of security. As mentioned, if the salary gets cut, you're left without a plan B. The idea that everything is under control is illusory, and an unexpected event could turn everything upside down. People who have financial success know they can't count on a single source of income. They seek alternative ways to make money and create a protection network for their financial life. That's why it's so important to start thinking about ways to create other sources of income beyond the salary. This can be done in several ways: a second job, opening a small business, investing in stocks, real estate, or even creating a passive income stream with a blog, YouTube channel, or creating a digital product. These are ways to ensure that if something happens to your job, you still have other alternatives for support. In the long run, relying on a single salary can leave you stagnant and without options when life changes. Having multiple sources of income not only offers greater financial security, but also gives you the freedom to choose how and where you want to invest your time and resources. The more sources of income you have, the more secure you'll be, and the more capable you'll be of achieving your financial goals. That's why the biggest mistake you can make is not preparing for the unexpected and not diversifying your income sources. Relying solely on a salary is a huge risk, and you're missing out on the incredible opportunities that exist outside of your comfort zone. True financial security comes from the freedom to know that if something happens to your primary income source, you have other ways to ensure your stability and continue building your wealth. Now that we've discussed the risks of relying solely on salary, let's talk about one of the most powerful strategies for achieving financial freedom: diversifying your sources of income. If you want to achieve financial independence and prosper, relying only on your current job is no longer an option. The true key to ensuring your financial security is having multiple income sources. Let's understand this better. Imagine you have a fixed job that pays well, but at the same time, you also have a side business that generates profit. Additionally, you invest in stocks or real estate and still earn passive income from some product or service you created. This strategy of multiple income sources is what differentiates people who are able to build long-term wealth from those who remain stagnant, living off a single salary. Diversifying income sources is a simple but extremely effective concept. By having more than one way to generate money, you protect yourself from the unexpected. For example, if you lose your job or your primary source of income is affected by some unforeseen event, you're not left helpless. You have other income sources that can cover your expenses while you seek alternatives or adjust your plan. Let's analyze this in more detail. First, you can start with something relatively simple, such as investing in stocks, real estate funds, or even starting an online business like an e-commerce site or offering specialized services in an area where you have expertise. The possibilities are endless, and the important thing is to take the first step. Even if your side business doesn't bring in a large return immediately, it will already be creating value, and over time, it can become a solid income source. Another way to diversify is through investments. Investing in stocks, real estate, or even startups can be an effective way to make your money work for you. Of course, investing involves risks, but it also offers the potential for gains that wouldn't be possible with just a fixed salary. If you allocate part of your salary into smart investments, over time, these assets can generate a good passive income. The great advantage of having diverse income sources is the freedom it provides. It's no longer necessary to wake up every morning with the worry that the only salary you have depends on a single source. Having different streams of income means that you have more control over your time, more financial options, and most importantly, more security. The more you diversify your income sources, the more solid your financial future becomes. However, diversification doesn't just mean having multiple jobs or working endlessly. The secret lies in creating income sources that don't rely on your constant effort, such as passive income. Passive income comes from investments, book royalties, online courses, or any business that continues to generate money without you needing to be constantly involved. For example, imagine you have a YouTube channel or write digital books. These projects can make money while you sleep, and that's what we call money working for you. Many people, when thinking about diversifying, imagine they need to do everything at once, but that's not necessary. Start with one additional source of income, and as you gain more experience, begin to invest in other areas. The important thing is that over time, you create a financial portfolio that is resilient, meaning that it doesn't rely on a single source of income for your survival. Diversifying your income sources is also a way to expand your options. As you start creating businesses and investments, you learn new skills, discover new markets, and become more financially versatile. This allows you to adapt better to any situation, and in the future gives you more freedom to make financial decisions that align with your life goals. Therefore, if you want to be prepared for the future and ensure your financial freedom, start thinking today about how to diversify your income sources. It doesn't matter if you start small or take some time to find the ideal strategy for you. What matters is taking the first step, because every small action you take now is building a more secure and prosperous future. And remember, true financial security comes from having multiple sources of income, ensuring that if something happens to one of them, you will always have other alternatives to support yourself. Now that you understand how relying solely on your salary is not the key to getting rich, and how important it is to diversify your income sources, it's clear that the path to financial freedom requires more than just working to pay bills. It's a path of financial intelligence, learning to invest, exploring new opportunities, and most importantly, having control of your money. The key is to make your money work for you by creating passive and diversified income sources that protect you from life's unexpected events. Remember, by diversifying your income sources, you create a financial safety net that doesn't depend on a single source, and that gives you more freedom and peace of mind to achieve your goals. The financial future you desire can be achieved with the right mindset and the right actions, and the most important thing is to start as soon as possible. Financial freedom is within reach for those who take control of their financial lives. Now, if you liked the video and want more valuable tips on how to achieve financial independence, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This way, you won't miss any updates and will continue receiving content that can transform your financial life. And of course, share it with friends who can also benefit from this information. Let me know in the comments, what point made the most sense to you? And what will you do to start changing your financial trajectory? See you in the next video.